It was a close to a record 148-day long strike for the Writers Guild of America, who have now secured a deal. And News Microsoft is looking to start using small modular reactors for powering their data centres in preparation for an energy-hungry era of AI. Well, joining me live is Kate Armstrong-Smith, CEO and founder of Othelia. How are you, Kate?
Hi, Janie. Lovely to see you again.
Nice to see you as well. We've been talking about AI for some time, you and I, and also what's been happening with the strike. So run us through what happened and what happens now for writers.
It's been a really busy week in LA. We've got some very happy but tired writers who are now allowed to get back to work, and there's been a flurry of activity. AI is still not the favourite word on the tip of everyone's tongues, but the Writers Guild have been able to negotiate some excellent terms for the writers. The regulations now say that writers can use generative AI, but the producers and the studios can only use it with permission from the writers. So what this means is that the generative AI cannot replace humans in the filmmaking and TV making process. However, there is still some challenges for the writers ahead, because if a writer is to use a generative engine like GPT, Microsoft's GPT, Microsoft has actually admitted that it's ingested thousands of scripts and books from other writers without their permission. And this means that it is possible, if you use GPT, that you are actually infringing writers and their copyright. So, in fact, very famous writers like Game of Thrones, A.R. Martin and Jodi Picoult, and many writers are starting to sue Microsoft. And if anyone does use the engines, they've got to be very careful about stealing or infringing on other people's works.
Yeah, it's fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll get to Microsoft in a moment and see what they're up to with their, energy-hungry AI needs. But what's happening to writers and then also actors? What do they need to negotiate? Because they're still in negotiations, aren't they?
That's right. The actors are still in negotiations, while the writers and producers are back at it, putting the shows together. The actors are still on strike, and they're still wanting to have clarity around the use of AI and their images, and also a whole lot of other regulations around wages.
All right, yes. Very, very interesting to watch, and certainly more to unfold. And as you said, tired writers, actors, but interesting how successful their strike has been, would you say?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a precedent-forming event and regulation. It means, again, that the human creativity is still at the centre, and that these very powerful AI tools are simply that, tools to support their writing. So they've put the tools in the hands of the writers.
And it is interesting to see what is happening with Microsoft, because I believe they're planning to start using small modular reactors for powering its data centres as they prepare for the energy-hungry era of AI. Certainly, nuclear energy is a hot topic and much of a divisive one here in Australia. Not necessarily small modular reactors being, well, they're being looked at. I don't believe there are any in operation as we speak, but certainly that type of energy, it's going to be interesting to see unfold, especially where they do have those, where they use nuclear across other sides of the country, of the world, I should say. But getting back to energy hungry and AI, what does this mean?
It does. I know about the writing side, but it does appear that the engines take up a lot of energy. Facebook have an engine as well, and Amazon have also acquired an engine in the last week for about $4 billion. And they do appear to take up a lot of energy, and it seems like they're all gearing up for this next technical generation. So interesting times.